Hello, Adi, welcome. This is Terabyte Media. The Yoruba nation and Yoruba race has been bustling for some times now. I think a day plus now over a comment made by the Alaafin spokesman against the Ooni, telling the Ooni that he's given 48 hours to withdraw that chieftaincy title confer on a successful businessman of Yoruba origin. This has indeed caused a lot of division in some quarters. Even some Yoruba kings are beginning to pitch tent. Now, what do you think now? What do you think is happening? Now, we all know history. Some of us knew snippet of this history of the powerful Oyo Empire, one of the most powerful empire in Africa back then. And then now, all of a sudden, the reality we find ourselves now is that Ooni is placed above the Alaafin of Oyo. A lot of people said, oh, it's strictly a traditional matter that nobody should delve into it. We should just allow things to flow the way it is. But don't forget that before now, this is not the first time there's always been clashes between this throne, the throne of Alaafin of Oyo and the Ooni of Ife. They really want to know which of them is more powerful than the other in Yoruba land. Now, if the for a lot of those that are familiar with this story that of the Ooni, now the Ooni is a spiritualist to Oduduwa, and a lot of people, but of course there are other school of thought that don't believe in that. But for now, a lot of people are familiar with the entire thing that look the Ooni is a spiritualist to Oduduwa. The Ooni then the first spiritualist to Oduduwa. When Oduduwa died, he became a placeholder because the grandsons of Oduduwa were not available at the time in Ife for one of them to take over the seat of the throne of Oduduwa. Now we found the Oramiyan being the bravest of the sons of Oduduwa, establishing the Oyo kingdom, and at the time that kingdom it became an empire, and then controlled every other town and villages and clans and every territories fell under it, from Ilorin to even to as far as to Dahomey, which is now the present day Benin Republic. Now the question there is now, at what time did the Ooni came into the picture? Now a lot of people have keep saying that the Ooni is a product of colonization and the connivance of top Yoruba politicians back then, like people like Awolowo, because they saw the unruly behavior of the then Alaafin. He was against them, against their politics. He was siding with the opposition, and then those top politicians now decided to say, look, the source of Yoruba land is Ile-Ife. So why should Oyo become the somebody occupying the seat of Oyo become the head of Yoruba? But don't forget that when Nigeria was being seeded, according to historians, when Nigeria, the territories that became Nigeria today decided to come together, it was the Alaafin that was available to sign that treaty. So this has always been in the mind of a lot of people, and then it has always been in the mind of those that are occupying the throne of Alaafin of Oyo, that look, this is all I'm sure those histories were presented before them, and that is why they don't allow them to they don't subject themselves to the dictate of the Ooni. Now if you look at at a time when there were clashes between their predecessors, they had to take the matter to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court had to look at historical antecedents. They look at the historical antecedent of the Alaafin of Oyo, and they found out that he was a strong king that has political power, whose influence covered the entire Yoruba region. But they look at that of Ooni, and they found that it was not. So they now say, look, you are the Alaafin of Oyo. You have that right, you have that power to confer chieftaincy title to everyone, every Yoruba, but that the Ooni of Ife should be limited to his chieftain. Yet they still call the Ooni of Ife the head of Yoruba race. Then of course it brings a lot of questions to mind that what happened within that line, what should be done to resolve this matter, because then no matter what, even if this generation, even if our generation passes away and this war continue to exist, definitely history will be brought to bear. Those that are occupying that seat, especially the seat of Alaafin of Oyo, will be told that, look, listen, this was what happened in your days, and this will even cause those guys to say, look, listen, no, I won't allow myself to be for anyone to trample upon, because the Alaafin of Oyo is in the lineage of Oduduwa. But the Ooni of Ife is not. But a lot of people, in fact, some Yorubas are even beginning to even curse people that are making such kind of statement. But those are the facts. You cannot rewrite history. The Ooni of Ife is not in the lineage of Oduduwa. But the person that established the throne of Alaafin is the grandson of Oduduwa. Then who should be entitled to the rulership of the entire Yoruba kingdom, the empire or race? It's a simple question. Hit me up in the comment section. I want to know what you feel concerning this matter. And then secondly, how do you think this thing should be resolved? Because from the look of things, this particular Alaafin of Oyo is not going to take things easy. He's ready to take the battle to accept top politicians and top Yoruba leaders of thought, professors or whatever, continue to calm him down. He's not ready to take things easy with way things are. He's ready to fight the last battle over this supremacy battle. He's not going to take things easy. What do you think? Don't you think Yoruba leaders, Yoruba kings need to come together? Every Yoruba king we have there, no matter how small you are, come together and let them decide on this matter. Let them decide on this matter and then look at it critically. Who should have the supremacy? Or do they need to do more of separation of power between them so that there will be lasting peace? Hit me up in the comment section. My name is Larry. I will see you in the next video. This is Terabyte Media.